All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And today I wanted to take a look at some of the top 7 must-read books that would really help us restore the traditional Western culture. And the first one I'm going to start off with is by Lou L'Amour. This is a great book series. It's the Sacketts book series. It's so great. It's about a a family really that started off within England, and they have crazy stories, crazy adventures. Then they move over to the New World, the United States, or what would later become the United States, Wild West stuff, all of that. It's just really a classic story of a really awesome family doing cool things. And the next one is another great book, which is another great movie as well. The Count of Monte Cristo. Just such a good book, a great story. I haven't read the whole book yet, but what I have read is really great. I've seen the movie, I'm sure a lot of you guys have. It's just a great story of revenge, which revenge is not normally good, but it's a really good story. The next one is kind of a two-in-one deal. And this is the book series, uh, this one is Drug Lord, which is just another great book. This one is Assassin. They're both from Doug Casey. It's just such a great book series. The Drug Lord, I have read Drug Lord. I have not yet read Assassin, but a lot of my family has. And Drug Lord is about a guy, Charles Knight, who really is very anti government, who wants to start a business in drugs and supply people with drugs that they need. And he sells them for a lot less. And it's really just a great book of a very libertarian group of people trying to do things that defy the government and trying to do their own thing, really, trying to do their own thing and try to defy the government that tries to put them down a lot. And the next book is a book that will relate to the channel a lot since we talk about education, exposing education, making education better. This book is called Free to Learn. And the reason why this book is so good is because it talks about trying to make education better for kids. And the number one way to do that is by making sure that education is more freedom based. It's more freedom based so kids can do whatever they want, almost, really. And then over time, they end up transitioning to from playing video games all the time in the classroom to deciding, oh, I really want to learn. And there is actually one of those schools, I forget where it is, but it's in the northeastern part of the United States where they have this sort of curriculum where the kids can do almost whatever they want. If they want to sit in the class and play video games, that's fine. But they just haven't had that. Much of the kids start off playing video games, being on their phone, and then they move to actually learning and going outside and playing, and then learning important stuff that most kids wouldn't learn. It's very strange actually when you see kids doing what they want to do and then actually doing something more productive than what most adults do. It's just such a great book. Has lots of statistics and data to back up these claims of making sure that education is free, that kids are free to learn. Such a great book. The next book is Death of the West by Patrick Buchanan, which is a bit of a sad book, but it is a good learning experience to see exactly what he was talking about within the book happening and seeing exactly how the West is dying. And it is dying for now, but I believe personally that it can be resurrected, basically. The next book, of course, if you haven't read this book, definitely 100% recommend that this book. It's number one best book I've ever read. 12 Rules for Life by Jordan B. Peterson. If you haven't read it, definitely read it. I read it at the beginning of this year, and I'm very, very happy that I did because this year's been crazy. And if I wouldn't have read that book, I would have been worse off. And I think that a lot of people are worse off by not reading that book. So definitely, definitely read that book. Such a great book. And then the final book is called How to Live a Free Life in an Unfree World or something like that by Harry Brown. And my dad actually knows Doug Casey, who knew Harry Brown. Harry Brown has passed away now, but Harry Brown is or was a very libertarian type guy. And so this book, How to Live Free and How to Be Free in an Unfree World, something like that, talks about how by doing small things, such small things, you can become more free in a very unfree world. And I guess that was like 20, 30 years ago when he wrote that book. So times have changed, maybe a little less free now, even. But many of the things that he talks about within that book are still relevant, like the small things you can do every day to make life more free for you. It's 100% accurate and relevant, and I definitely recommend that book. I recommend all these books. So I just want to make this quick video to show you guys, some great books for you guys to read. Of course, we had Doug Casey, we had Free to Learn, we had Louis L'Amour, we had The Count of Monte Cristo, Death of the West, 12 Rules for Life, and How to Live Free in an Unfree World. That's it for today's video, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn notifications on, and share. Go check out these two videos you see right now up on screen. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time.